back. Motor City Sports Talk in the building. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video. And Stefanski told 97 won a ticket. I'll link that article right in the description, or the article link, that they don't have any plans to trade Reggie Jackson unless he doesn't perform or they not in playoff contention down the stretch. So once again, the Detroit Pistons believe that they have as good a chance as anybody in the Eastern Conference. I guess with the core, Reggie Jackson, Blake Griffin, and Andre Drummond, going back from last year and this year, same core, but adding more support and maybe development of some players like Kyrie Thomas, Bruce Brown. They brought on Derrick Rose, Tony Snell, just to name a few guys. And they believe they got a chance to make a deep playoff run. And once again, well, last year, I knew that wasn't the case. I mean, you could look at the team and know that team didn't have a chance to win a playoff series. They barely got in. They bagged in, and obviously they didn't perform. But this year, it's a different scenario with obviously LeBron gone from the East. Kawhi left the East. Philadelphia still there, but, you know, they dealing with injuries and no jump shot shooting point guards. Milwaukee still there. Did they reach their ceiling? They let Brogdon go, which kind of could have been unofficial boost for them because he was injured last year. He go to Milwaukee. Boston reinvented themselves. So the landscape is wide open, okay? But Detroit, you know, just looking at the Lions and the Pistons on what I just know, I mean, if Detroit sports ran the judicial system, I think everybody be getting, like, everybody be biggie. They be getting one more chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, we the city of chances, at least in those two sports. We get chance after chance. Like, look here, Reggie Jackson is what he is, okay? I don't understand this blind faith of Reggie Jackson. Like, he ain't that good. Now, if you want to experiment and get a point guard in there and move him to the 2 full time, then okay, we doing something different. Maybe we run him off some screens. Maybe we get him off the ball, cut into the basket, give him some easy buckets. We experiment with something else to see what happens. But this is the definition of insanity, you know, doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result with Reggie Jackson. Every year it's the same thing. If it's not injury, it's not him performing. It's like we just got like a memory loss. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, he was bad last year, but you know what? He had a couple good games. We can keep him. Like, that's one of their value, you know, trade assets. But Stefanski also did add that it's, you know, multiple possibilities, and he hinted that it's a possibility that he can play well, and maybe they're not winning. I'm just, you know, just paraphrasing. And his trade value go up, and somebody might need a guy like Reggie Jackson to get him over the hump, and now his value jumped up. So, me personally, I'd have been. I mean, I think it was a bad idea to get him. I never liked Reggie Jackson going back to Boston College, Oklahoma City Thunder. I thought he was overrated. But remember, the door was open to get Reggie Jackson when Brandon Jennings went down with the leg injury. And Brandon Jennings had us rolling, bro. He had us rolling real good, Brandon, man. We had beat LeBron in the Cavs. We was on the winning streak. And unfortunately for him, he was playing the best basketball his NBA professional career. Because, you know, he went over somewhere overseas. And he was like China. He was like one of the first, you know, top prospects to do that. And, you know, he got hurt, and it opened the door for Stan Van Gundy to make that idiotic trade. Stan Van Gundy told his franchise up, you know, bar none. You know, he came in, and if he was Bob the Wrecker, he wrecked it. You know, he also tried to trade Andre Drummond, but Tom Gores blocked that. If you didn't know about that story, but you know, personally, it don't make no difference because if Reggie don't play well and they don't trade him, they don't get nothing for him. Guess what? End of the day, they get $18 million coming off the cap. Andre, he end up opting out and leaving next year. They get $30 million off the cap. So, roughly 30. That's $50 million in cap space you can create by them walking next year. So, you know what? The way they going out, they like, you know what? We might as well go out because, you know, Dre may be walking. They haven't offered him extension. Maybe because he got an opt out, you know, player option. I don't know what the state CBA says, but Andre Drummond can opt out. You know, Reggie Jackson can walk. You know, and then at the end of the day, hey, you want to do right by Blake, you know, you trade Blake, and then 2020, 2021, you starting over, you know, and that's the beautiful thing about it. They're in the position to really clear the entire cap of the team and start over. I think this is their last year really trying to go for it. So from that aspect, I understand. I know what the result's going to be. It's not going to be positive. But Reggie Jackson, you know, I think him and Derrick Rose be a good, you know, interchangeable, or, you know, even good playing together, you know, balancing their injury history and balancing their talents. I think it'd be really good together, but maybe they thinking like it may be the Matthew Stafford theory a lot of people like to use with Stafford, and that's get a quarterback that can push him and kind of put some pressure on him to bring the best out of him. And maybe Derrick Rose is the backup quarterback thing that can push Reggie Jackson to put some pressure on him. But at this point in your career, he's been in the league how many times? How many years? 5, 6, 7 years, 8 years, whatever it is. He is what he is. But once again, I understand what Stefanski coming to. If we don't do nothing this year, cool. You know, forget a trade. I got $20 million coming off the cap, 18. If Andre choose to walk, that's another 30 coming off the cap. Then we could just move Blake Griffin to a contender. That's another 35 million, 40 million coming off the cap. And then we can build it from the ground up going into the 2020 decades, 2021 season. So makes a ton of sense from that aspect. So, and then, you know, if they win, you never know the way load management, the way these players are built. You know, what if Giannis go down, and, you know, what if Boston, it just don't work and Brad Stevenson just lost his touch? What if Joel Embiid go down? Then you really, who you competing with? Indiana, Oladipo not expected to come back from November to December from a leg injury. So who you really competing with? You know what I'm saying? You know, then you go to Brooklyn. Okay, Kevin Durant not there. I heard they may bring Carmelo in. So who you really competing with once again? And the way the NBA is gone, the luck that Kawhi Leonard had last year, that somebody believe with the injuries and the bounce shot and all of that, teams looking like, you know, these players ain't built like that no more. That's why they trying to get it reduced from 82 games to, I think I heard 62 games, and that's why they start the NBA season a week or two early now, is to take some of the back-to-back and the 3 games of 5 nights out the NBA, because the players not built like that no more. When you think that technology in the medical field enhancing and growing, you think players would be more, how can I say, you think they'd be advancing more with it, but they trying to playing 82 games, so it give you a chance. The East wide open. You know, Milwaukee, they kind of might be like the Jacksonville Jaguars, you know, from the aspect of now you snuck up on everybody. You was the hunter. Now you the hunted. So how you gonna react now when people coming out there hunting, trying to get you? You know, how you gonna react? You know, and then you go to Philadelphia. They got point guard shooting problems. Ben Simmons, yeah, he making shots in the gym when the light's not on. But what happened when you get in the regular season? Can you make those shots? What about Joel Embiid? They franchise hinge on him and Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons was out here chasing the Jenner girl all last season. Joel Embiid out here eating Taco Bell. When you got an injury history, like, motherfucker, you worth $1 million. Who eating Taco Bell at McDonald's and getting food poison? Like, nigga, at least go to Benihana's, at least go to Red Lobster. You at least have a personal chef. Like, they don't treat their bodies the right way. Philly just too immature. They remind me of that Orlando Magic team that lost to the Rockets, and they was partying and going to the mall during the finals, before the finals, and they wasn't focused. That's what they remind me of. But, you know, like I said, it's a lot of immaturity. You don't know what's going on in Boston. Brad Stevenson can't control the squad. He's a beta male. You know, he was scared to speak up versus them. So it's wide open. So I don't fault him. Like, at the end of the day, when he, you know, kind of laid it out there to 97 won the ticket that way, I said, I get it. You know, try to go. You got Derrick Rose to push him. You got Derrick Rose to assist him. So let's see what happens. So at the end of the day, bare minimum, you get $20 million in cap space gone with Reggie Jackson. I said that from the very, very beginning. $18 million to be exact. But let me know what you feel. I'll link the article, link in the description. Once again, I do appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Check out the channel out, Goodfellas Sports TV. I do have a Twitch channel, a gaming channel as well. Go over there, check one of my videos out. It should be in one of the links in the description if you want to check it out. I'll be doing some streaming over there today. One time for the one time. Motor City Sports Talk. Let me know how you feel about the video and the article about for 97 on the ticket by Stefanski. We gone.